software audio console, live at Harrah's Hotel in Las Vegas. Here we are looking at a 64-channel in by 64-channel out SAC system. Front of house plus 24 monitor mixers of that size. We have 48 mic pre's plus 16 digital ADAT light pipe IOs. We're also using a 1920 by 1200 monitor plus one Behringer fader pack. And in contrast, what we're replacing, these two power supplies, about a 6-foot rack of gate and compressor accessories, all tied into this Soundcraft about 8-foot 48-channel mixing console. And as an extra challenge, all of this is crammed up here in this second-story balcony sound booth. Let's see how SAC handles this dilemma as we come down to the stage, take a peek at our RF nightmare, and let's welcome Emmy award-winning audio engineer, Lee Pepper.
This is power that Bob Lentini's invented with the SAC system. So what I've done now is I've connected the network so the network is on the wireless, and I'm going to open up the remote, SAC remote, and it pops up, and then I'm just going to actually get online, activate TCP remote mode, and just going to establish my hooks.
At this point, Lee is connected to the main SAC host system up in the sound booth. From here, he can now control the front of house and all 24 monitor mixers.
I'll put on my Temptations mic, 1, 2.
You now see Lee doing a line check without the assistance of another engineer.
2, 2. Yep, it is, and it's nice and bright.
Here we're looking at Lee's scene changes. Looks like he has 34 in all.
R3, it's working. Yeah, 2.
Those scene changes will most likely come in handy, allowing him to easily deal with the complex RF mic switching and muting aspects of this show. Having finished with all the vocal mic checks, you now see Lee heading off carrying his laptop in order to do the rest of the band line checks. Sitting comfortably at the drum kit, he is in complete control of the console, able to open up any mics he needs to in order to verify that everything is working correctly. Okay, having finished with the drums, Lee now heads over to the guitar, bass, and keyboard section of the stage, the guitar amps, bass amps, keyboards, and checks all those lines as well. Realize the power that this remote concept offers, as each musician can now have his own mix station on stage. Speaking of which, you are now looking at a remote laptop sitting at the back center of the stage. After connecting to the host in the sound booth, this laptop now acts as a musician remote monitor mix station. At any time during the performance, a musician can walk up and make his own adjustments. Alright, finished with the line check, Lee is now heading to the back center of the showroom itself. As far as I know, Harrah's has always had the sound mixing position up in that sound booth in the balcony. Lee has now changed that. He has set up his laptop in a matter of minutes, still wirelessly connected to the host in the booth, and along with one 8-channel MIDI controller, here he can sit and mix from a front and center position. All right, we're back up in the booth at this point, pre-show, and here's a good shot of one of the large projection screens on either side of the stage. And by the way, along with SAC, this show is running 3 separate Sol Studio systems in a host-slave configuration. We're outputting 3 separate video streams plus multi-channel audio backing tracks. There's the first of the slave machines, here's the second of the slave machines, each putting out a separate video stream. Here's the third acting as a master machine. All 3 video streams are live mixed in this video switching station, along with a live camera. All of these signals output to 4 large projection screens on stage. And by the way, Sol Studio is also generating SMPTE to drag the lighting console along. So, let's hear it all in action.
And now, Jay
All right, here's our first look at the scope of what's going on this stage. Remember, there is no physical console involved. This is all virtual. Here's a good look at the 4 projection screens, one on the side, 2 in the back center, and the other side. And Lee is downstairs mixing on the remote laptop, and boy, he has this mix popping. Remember, all the videos are synced, and we are generating Cinti for the lighting. Now this is one of the more complicated segments of the show, according to Lee, probably due to the fact of the lead and background vocal trade-offs on the 5 RF mics. Lee is actually up in the booth with me mixing this segment, and here you'll be able to see him jumping back and forth between the mouse, the use of the keyboard up and down trim controls, as well as back and forth to the fader controller pack. Here you see a good view of the 1920 monitor in the full mixer, giving you the ability to see many channels at one time. Again, the use of the up and down arrows for volume trim, as well as the motorized fader controller. Here you can hear the size of the mix with the fill-ins of the backing tracks. That is a lot of audio happening. All being mixed live in the virtual realm. Now here's a good look at an alternative view. This is the Zoom mixer view. And of course, you create these views and you can switch them instantaneously with the use of the function keys on your keyboard. Now here's one more look at the actual SAC system handling this entire production. That's one 3-space rack-mounted computer system using 2 RME radar cards. We're using 48 channels of Behringer ADA 8000 mic pre converters. We're also using 16 direct digital ADAT IOs for the track playbacks. And realize this one SAC host system is being used as a front-of-house mixing console plus 8 monitor mixing consoles. We have floor wedges, side fills, rear side fills, and 5 in-ear stereo mixes. Here we're looking at various screenshots. We've just seen the EQ sections. Here's the live reaction time of the meters close up. Here we're looking at the gate reactions and the drums. Realize that virtual mixing has arrived. So now when people come up to me with their arms crossed and ask, do you really think we can mix a full-on production show with just a piece of software on a computer? And I just kind of smile and say, you bet we can. SAC, Software Audio Console. Come visit us on the web.